Hi. Today I wanted to take a moment just to talk about sugar. When I speak to my clients about diet and what they, should be eating or shouldn't be eating, one very important topic is sugar and how much sugar people are eating. And the first thing people tell me right away is, well, I don't eat sweets. So I wanted to show you how much sugar I used to eat when I thought I was eating really healthy. So really not that long ago, probably 3 years ago or more, I used to eat everything I'm going to show you today, pretty much everything. And I thought I was eating really healthy. So I'm going to show you what I was eating and how much sugar that's equivalent to. So I would start off my morning with a bowl of yogurt. So let's say it would be this one. And this really fools you because it says it's organic, which it is. So automatically we think it's really good for you. And I'm sure yogurt is good for you. But if you look at the label, it has a lot of sugar in it. So this particular kind has 20 grams of sugar. So that's equal to 5 teaspoons. And the way you calculate that is that there's 4 grams of sugar in 1 teaspoon. So 20 grams, you divide it by 4. So that's 5. So I'm just going to show you how much that accumulates over the day. So I'll put 5 teaspoons of sugar in my cup. 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I would probably top it up with some granola. And this, again, looks very, very healthy. But when I look at the sugar, the amount of sugar in this, for a portion which is 3/4 of a cup, it says that it has 13 grams of sugar. So 13 divided by 4 is about 12 in is about 3 and a bit. So I'm going to put 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I would probably top it with a fruit, probably a banana. That's what I would usually use was a banana. So 1 banana, and I don't want you to think that I'm not telling you to eat fruit, but I'm just showing you how everything accumulates as the day goes on. So 1 banana has the equivalent of 12 grams of sugar. So that would equal to 3 teaspoons. So I'm going to put my 3 teaspoons. 1, 2, 3. Now I let out, I didn't include the coffee, which I probably was drinking at the time, with sugar. So I'm going to say 1 teaspoon, but you all know what you put in your own coffee, so you can do your own calculations. So I'll put 1 teaspoon because that's what I used to have. So 1 teaspoon. And that was breakfast. Oh, and I forgot. I probably would have had a glass of orange juice somewhere during my breakfast time. Now this is 100% naturally squeezed orange juice, and this has 34 grams of sugar. So if we divide that by 4, it's about 8.5 teaspoons of sugar. So I'm going to add that to my cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. As you can tell, my cup is starting to fill up. So that's breakfast. I'll put that aside. Because I've had so much sugar already, my insulin level, my sugar levels have really gone up through the roof. So by mid-morning, I'm going to start crashing again. I'm going to be really, really hungry by 10:30, 11 o'clock. And that's when usually most people would have a snack. And this would be the typical thing that I would have, would be a muffin and probably another cup of coffee. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar for my coffee. And this particular muffin has 24 grams of sugar in it. So that is equal to 6 teaspoons of sugar, which I will add to my cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. Now, I'm going to skip lunch. I'm going to actually eat lunch, but for this purpose of demonstrating, I'm going to skip the lunch part, and I'm going to go straight to the afternoon. So I'm not sure what I had for lunch that day, and we're not going to count it, but you can imagine it probably had something that had a bit of sugar in it. So by mid-afternoon, again, I'm probably looking for a snack. So I probably would have had a protein bar. And this particular protein bar has 19 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to almost 5 teaspoons. So I will add 5 teaspoons to my cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I'm really feeling good about myself when I was eating this because, hey, this is all really healthy. So if I went to the gym, or if I worked out, or if I did an hour or 2 hours of yoga, or whatever I did when my kids were little or when I didn't have kids, I probably would have had a vitamin water because, hey, you know, you're healthy, you work out, you got to have some vitamins, right? So if, let's say, I drank this, this has 32 grams of sugar. So that vitamin water has the equivalent of 8 teaspoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I come home, I have my supper, which I don't know what's in there, but again, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're just going to skip that part. And now we're going to go straight to after supper, which probably would have been something sweet, you know, a cookie or whatever. I love dark chocolate, so for me, probably would have had some dark chocolate. So this dark chocolate, for 3 squares of chocolate, it has 9 grams of sugar. So let's say I had 3 squares, if I could stop at 3. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of sugar in my cup. 1, 2. So as you can tell, my cup is starting to get pretty full. And I thought back then that I ate really, really well. Now, if I look at what the World Health Organization recommends for our daily amount of sugar, they recommend that for a man, we do not exceed 9 teaspoons, and for a woman to not exceed 6 teaspoons of sugar. Now, let's say I was having a Coke. A can of Coke has 39 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to just about 10 teaspoons. So right there, I've gone way over my limit just with the can of Coke. If I, at the time, loved to go and get a chai latte at a very, you know, kind of upper end coffee shop, and that chai latte had 42 grams of sugar, which is equal to about 10.5 teaspoons. If I had included what I was having for my lunch or my supper, most likely it had some kind of sugary sauce or barbecue sauce, or, you know, dip something in ketchup. But if you look at a tablespoon, a tablespoon of barbecue sauce has 1 teaspoon of sugar. A tablespoon of ketchup has 1 teaspoon of sugar. So if you take all of this into account, most of our society, we're eating way too much sugar. So the purpose of this demo is just to kind of bring some awareness and maybe start looking at what you're eating and start reading the labels. And you might be shocked as to actually how much sugar you're eating, even if you don't consider yourself as someone who eats sweets. So the total amount of sugar, if I had continued doing this, the total amount of sugar that I was consuming in the run of my day was about 42.5 teaspoons of sugar. So if you can imagine, if you do this every single day of your life, you run the risk of developing all kinds of health issues. So I will leave you with that, and I really hope that you found this information very useful. If you'd like to, you know, hear or read more about all things that are healthy, you can visit my my website at healthcoachkelly.ca. Thanks for watching.